Mr. McLeod,
Contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court taken into custody.
Really? That's it.
All right. This hearing is pure chaos from the jump. Mr. McLeod is in court facing a serious charge assaulting a police officer, but instead of focusing on his defense, he decides to go full sovereign citizen. He loudly claims the court has no authority over him, interrupts constantly, and tosses around bizarre made-up legal phrases that have no place in an actual courtroom. The judge, not having any of it. Every time he tries to derail the proceedings, she shuts him down instantly and keeps the hearing on track. Things get so heated, it's honestly hard to believe this is real life. In the end, the judge has no choice but to hold him in contempt and send him to jail for the night. Watching someone so confident in there, misinformation get absolutely dismantled by the legal system is frustrating, but also a bit eye-opening. Let me know what you think in the comments. Was the judge too firm? Or was this the only way to handle it? If you're into intense court moments like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive right in.
Do you understand your right to a lawyer, including a court-appointed lawyer?
I understand that.
Okay. And do you wish to represent yourself instead of having an attorney?
Yeah, I'm here by special appearance, and I will be representing myself.
Okay. I'm required by law before I accept that waiver to do a couple things. One, advise you of the maximum penalties that you could face for the charges that you're in my court for. Resisting, obstructing conservation officers is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $1,000 fine. There's a habitual offender second notice that's been filed by the prosecutor, which would make that a felony punishable by up to 3 years and or $1,000 fine. And marine safety operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or $100 to $500 fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty for the charges against you?
Well, I don't even really understand why I'm here, honestly.
Pay attention to how calm this judge is here. He really tries to give Mr. McLeod a chance here, despite all the interruptions and nonsense. It's honestly almost impressive how much patience this judge shows while Mr. McLeod keeps pretending not to understand basic legal concepts. Let me know in the comments, though, if you guys think this guy is actually crazy or if he's just putting on an act to avoid taking responsibility.
Well, okay. Well, that's fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty that I just explained to you?
No.
Hold on. I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things.
Well, I need to establish a couple things too, honestly.
Hold on. Well, I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things, or I'm going to be in trouble. Okay. Do you understand that the maximum penalty that you could face for the charges that you're here for is up to 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. So
what is it that you don't understand? Do you not understand how long 3 years is, or how much the fine is that I've articulated? Can you tell me what it is you don't understand?
The nature and cause of the action against me because we don't establish jurisdiction.
That's not what I'm asking you right now. Well, I'll let you place whatever objections you want on the record, Mr. McLeod. I promise you that. Okay. Can we just go one step at a time? So do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as charged? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine?
Well, I have another question because the statutory jurisdiction doesn't exist under the Constitution. So in order for me to defend myself, could you please tell me where the published rules of conduct are for criminal statutory jurisdiction, or where I can find the nature and cause of this jurisdiction, or how this information exists?
No, I don't even understand what you're asking.
So you're saying this is a statutory jurisdiction under what? The statutes of Michigan, correct?
Mr. McLeod, I've told you what my jurisdiction is.
General jurisdiction.
The people of the state of Michigan voted to convene a constitutional convention in 1961.
Sure.
There was a constitutional convention in 1961 and 1962. They proposed a state constitution. The voters of the state of Michigan ratified that in 1963. Article 6 establishes the judicial power. And the circuit court is a court under that judicial power of Article 6 of the state constitution. And so you're here in my court. I have subject matter jurisdiction over those crimes. I have personal jurisdiction over you because you've been alleged to have committed them in our county. That's my jurisdiction. So, Mr. McLeod, do you want to represent yourself? Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face of 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
One second.
I can see why his attorney withdrew. Oh, shit.
Hang on, someone in the prosecutor's office is not muted. I'm going to remove you from the meeting at this time.
Oh,
Prosecutor's office is generally allowed to attend to observe. They've participated. I'm removing them from the hearing.
Pay close attention to how calm this judge stays throughout the chaos. Despite constant interruptions and bizarre outbursts, he genuinely tries to give Mr. McLeod a fair shot. It's almost impressive how much patience he shows, even as McLeod pretends not to grasp basic legal concepts. But what do you guys think? Is this guy truly delusional? Or is he just putting on a performance to dodge accountability? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
Mr. McLeod, do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
One second. Okay, so when enforcement of mere statutes, judges of all courts do not act judicially and are thus are not protected and qualified by limited immunity. That's Owen versus the city. I just want to state a few things for the record since you're claiming this is a jurisdiction under statutory law.
Hang on. Mr. McLeod, can we back it? Look at me for a second. Can we talk here?
I challenged subject matter jurisdiction and nothing can go forward until that's addressed. You're saying
I did address it and I denied your objection. I have subject matter
doesn't
jurisdiction.
exist under the Constitution.
Your objection is noted. So, Mr. McLeod, do you understand? Let me explain to you.
Sure.
Sometimes, as I said, people might want to represent themselves, but let's say they have limited intellectual capacity and they don't understand what's going on.
Oh, honestly. She wasn't wrong at all. This moment was raw, unfiltered, and honestly hilarious. I don't know how the judge kept a straight face, whether it was nerves, disbelief, or just plain comedy. Her reaction summed up what everyone in the courtroom was probably thinking. And let's be real, it makes total sense why Mr. McLeod's attorney withdrew. This guy was flipping through his little pile of papers like he was about to pull off a courtroom magic trick searching for some made-up law. That would somehow get him off the hook. The problem? Everyone else. Judge, prosecutor, and likely. The entire courtroom already knew how this was going to end. But not Mr. McLeod. He kept pushing like he had just cracked the legal code, when in reality, he was just digging himself deeper. It's like watching someone try to play a game without knowing the rules and still thinking they're winning. And that prosecutor's comment at the end? Absolute cherry on top. Because honestly, if you were in her shoes, you'd be thinking the same thing. What's wild is how seriously these sovereign citizens believe their own scripts. Mr. McLeod quoting fake laws with full confidence. It's delusional, but also weirdly entertaining. Let's get back into it and see how much deeper this hole goes.
I have to establish that they know what's going on before I can allow them to represent themselves. I'm required to establish, do you comprehend, do you know the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as a result of this charge? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine. Do you understand that, Mr. McLeod?
So I'd like to state for the record that
Mr. McLeod,
the
stop.
court can be,
Stop, Mr. McLeod. If you don't understand it, I'm going to revoke your right to represent yourself and have an attorney represent you because I can't establish that you know what you're doing. So do you know the maximum penalty that you would face?
I've challenged this court's jurisdiction. You haven't established it yet. You said you have a statutory jurisdiction, which doesn't exist under the Constitution. I'm trying to figure out where I stand with this. So I can't answer any of your questions until you answer some of mine.
That's not how it works. Are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm
Then
saying,
answer it. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you face for this charge?
so judges who become involved in enforcement of
Mr.
your
McLeod,
statutes.
I have
act
other
as
matters,
clerks
Mr.
of the
McLeod.
involved agency. What's that?
You know, I understand you want to object to things, and you're going to be allowed to object to things, okay?
Sure.
But we have to do things one step at a time. And I do have other cases today. I'm not going to entertain this for like a whole hour. I've got other cases going on. If you want to dig in your heels and just make this real complicated or real difficult, we could do that. And I can hold you in contempt and you'll go back to a jail cell for a while.
No, Your
and then we'll
Honor,
do
I don't wish to be held in contempt. I'm just wishing to exercise my Sixth Amendment right.
That's fine.
And
So before I can let you under,
I can
before I
cite
can,
laws, I can cite laws that will show you that the exercise of a right can be converted into a crime. I'm trying to understand the nature and cause of the action against me. You're not clarifying enough to where I can comprehend it, as you say.
you don't comprehend the maximum penalty that you would face.
I'm not answering any of those questions until you establish that this is a court of the Constitution, has jurisdiction under these jurisdictions.
I established it. I told you. You might think I'm wrong and you can appeal.
There's
it
no
to the
such
Michigan
thing as
Court
a
of Appeals.
statutory jurisdiction.
Mr. McLeod, let me make this simple for you. Do you ever watch, let me make this simple for you.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you this question one more time. One more time.
Okay.
Two things are going to happen. You are either going to answer my question or I'm going to hold you summarily in contempt. And the court officer will bring you to a jail cell and we'll talk about it tomorrow. You understand that?
So.
Mr. McLeod,
Contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court, taken into custody.
Really? That's it. Protecting my rights is what you said last time. Sorry.
Fucking jump.
This isn't true. You guys
You'll
are
have to
following
follow
unlawful orders,
unconstitutional
right? You're following
orders.
unlawful orders. It's not
Not a
constitutional
good
at all.
thing.
Mr. McLeod's in contempt, he's sentenced to 1 day. Mr. McLeod, your sentence is 1 day in jail. We'll reconvene tomorrow and get you
This is about
notice.
the Constitution. I did nothing wrong except to question and exercise my rights.
As you can tell, the judge has completely run out of patience with this guy's nonsense. It's not even savage at this point. It's just cold, hard facts. This guy's over here flipping through random papers, quoting made-up laws like he's cracked the legal code. And the judge is calmly dismantling him without even breaking a sweat. It's actually kind of impressive. It's the way he keeps it composed. While roasting him with straight-up logic. That's a masterclass in courtroom authority. Moments like this are the perfect reminder judges don't just run the room, they own it. This guy is honestly a complete mess. Watching him try to play lawyer without the slightest clue what he's doing is just plain embarrassing. Not just get an attorney. It's common sense and also his right under the Sixth Amendment. If he can't afford one, the court will literally provide one. But no, instead, he's sitting there fumbling through papers, spouting nonsense that holds zero weight in any real courtroom. You could see the judge at first being patient, walking him through everything slowly, giving him a fair shot. Even the calmest judge can only take so much before shutting it all down. What's even wilder is how confident this guy looks while making a fool of himself. He really thinks he's cracking some legal cheat code, but in reality, he's just dodging simple yes or no questions. And let's not forget, he's not in court for something minor. This is assaulting a police officer, a serious felony charge that could land him years in prison. Instead of addressing that head-on, maybe negotiating a plea or building a defense, he's wasting everyone's time, including his own. That extra day in jail. It's completely avoidable. What makes this more than just frustrating is that it's kind of sad. He seems so far detached from reality. Like many sovereign citizens who truly believe they're above the law thanks to some internet conspiracy. But courts have rejected these arguments for decades. None of this holds up. And now he's risking real consequences. Prison time, losing the right to vote, to own a firearm, and more. So yeah, that wraps up my thoughts on Mr. McLeod. Let me know in the comments, do you think he's just lost? Or is this all just a big act? And if you're into courtroom chaos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and take care.